jedną, niepowtarzalną Pamelę Anderson. Hello. First I will start, because I went through internet to look about some rumors about projects that you were involved, but we didn't see you in the final process.
On the internet?
Yes. So you will tell me, is it true or not?
Okay.
Because one of my favorite is that 20th Century Fox was considering you for a part of Donna Scully in X-Files. Is it true?
Not that I know of. But I don't know a lot. I don't ask a lot of questions to my agents. I drive them crazy.
All right, because I have another one that you were also considered for a role of Edith Britt in Desperate Housewives.
I have no idea. No, I don't know. I don't know if this. I didn't hear about it. No.
You're killing me here right now.
Sorry. No, I don't know.
Okay, so
I wouldn't even remember.
I will try to spin around. Are there any projects that you wanted to be involved, but you didn't have the time, or you were occupied with any other projects?
Well, I was offered to play Roxy in Chicago on Broadway, and I have a very kind of nasty Hollywood agent, and they were speaking with Broadway, which is probably the worst thing you can do, and he kind of blew it for me. But my kids were also just starting boarding school at that time, so I didn't want to go to New York for 4 months. So yeah, I do regret not doing that, but you know, life is long, it's not over yet.
And I can imagine that you also receive many propositions to play yourself in movies, like do cameos and stuff. Yeah. Which one do you pick to make, and which one you throw to the garbage saying, no, 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 it's like too sexist, or it's not me anymore?
Well, Borat was a good decision, I thought. That was a fun movie. Sacha Baron Cohen is a friend of mine, and I knew he'd be very abusive and crazy and funny, and I like his humor. I love Ali G, so I did that one. But I was only taking on roles that would take me away from my kids for less than 3 days. I would never leave my kids for longer than a few days at a time, so I didn't do a lot of movies while they were growing up. And I chose to do television so I could stay close to home and have them with me.
So which show from the television you admire as yourself more? Baywatch or VIP?
Well, Baywatch was the best job in the world, because I would have been on the beach anyway in a bathing suit, and I thought it was great that they wanted to pay me to be there. I could bring my dog, my kids. You know, we work only from sun up to sundown. I loved the action. I loved being in the ocean and on the beach. And VIP was my creation. I created it with Jonathan Lawton, who created Pretty Woman. And I thought it was really fun and funny, and lots of crazy outfits and silly.
And was it hard to pitch this show to a network? Because as I understand, there are probably plenty of projects waiting in line to be made for television. So how was it with VIP?
Well, coming off of Baywatch, I had 2 babies. I had Brandon and Dylan at that time. And I had all the networks and all the studios talking to me about doing television. So I created this show, and we did it with Sony. It wasn't that difficult to do, but I wanted to do a syndicated show. And that's why I did that.
Because there was also some information that there are many sponsors of this series. Like, it was not only the money that was coming out from United States, because I know that also a Polish TV called Polsat was also one of the producers of the show. Is it true?
Who?
Polsat. Never mind.
But no, I wanted to do a show that was going to be international and be able to still reach the same people that Baywatch did. And VIP is still played all over the world, and so is Baywatch. VIP and Baywatch, yeah. So I should be making money, but off them still, but I'm not anymore. I have to call somebody. with all the merchandise and dolls and things like that.
And you said that you choose Baywatch because it was near your home, you can spend time with your family, but this show in one place started moving to Hawaii, for example. I remember there was the movie with your wedding on it, if I'm correct.
Baywatch in Hawaii?
Yeah.
I went there for one day.
Only one day?
Only one day.
They stretched it for a long time in the movie then.
They really, yeah. I worked a lot that day.
And tell me, how many people actually after Baywatch were approaching you like a person who knows everything about lifeguarding, how to save life? Because
well, we had to learn. We had to learn CPR. We had to obviously all know how to swim. We took swimming tests and made sure that we could, you know, that we were athletic enough to play the roles. Yeah, so, you know, you can't help yourself but looking for bobbing heads out in the ocean when I was driving by, because it's still, you get that in your mind.
were you ever in a position that you have to use your skills from this TV series?
No, but when I was young, I saved my brother in the ocean once, but before Baywatch. But yes, I've had some chances, not really since Baywatch, but in my life, yes.
Okay. And by choosing, as I understand, when choosing projects, even the small ones, you were trying to change your appeal of the audience, that not go only for one direction. Like, for example, the lifeguard and the girl who is only giggling and have luck with solving crimes, like, for example, in VIP? Or you went with
I just wanted to have fun, be on the beach. You know, I couldn't believe that I was an actress. It was really exciting for me to be able to have this kind of job and be able to help create a lifestyle for my family, my parents, my kids. I don't know, I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to do something funny.
And how did it all happen, started for you? When did you think that you can go for TV, movies, and become someone that actually starts profiting from their appearance, their name?
Well, I was in Vancouver, and Playboy approached me a few times. I said no a bunch of times, but then one specific time, they asked me to do a cover, and I'd never been on a plane before. So I was nervous, and I came to LA and did the cover, and then I ended up staying in LA and working. So Playboy really brought me to Los Angeles, and before that, I went to an American football game, and a cameraman zoomed in on me and put me up on the big screen, and it was Monday Night Football. I was on all the commercials, and people saw me there, and that's when Playboy approached me, and I came to LA. So it's kind of a fated, weird, bizarre thing. It's nothing I pursued. I didn't pursue acting. I thought actors had actor children, and celebrities had celebrities, and I didn't think that was an option for me on a small island off of Vancouver.
So when did you start thinking that the all attention that you have is starting to be normal? You know, that you know how to bring it in your way, as you said yesterday, by the project of PETA and the climate change.
I was getting a lot of attention, and Baywatch was in 150 countries. Every country has its animal issues, and I thought, I have a voice and I have a platform that I might as well use it for good, share the attention with something more meaningful. And so I started working with PETA, and we've been able to create animal welfare laws in countries where there were none before. So I saw the influence I had and the reach I had. And so every time I traveled for Baywatch, I would always have an ulterior motive. I always really wanted to go stop fur farming, like in Poland, for instance, or these are always things I have on my mind when I go to a country, is how can I talk about things that are meaningful to me and that I can bring awareness to.
Yeah, but it goes with great price for you, because the attention that you get, I can imagine that it's sometimes getting tiring, that you cannot go anywhere else because there are people making photographs of you. Right now in the 21st century, when everybody has apparently in your
Everybody
phone.
has a phone. Everyone has a camera. It wasn't like that when I started.
So isn't it tiring sometimes?
Well, you know, like I have my life with my kids. I have my private life with my boyfriend. I have my normal life. And when you come to places like this, it's like you meet people, you take pictures, you know what you're doing, and you just keep as much of your private life private.
As I understand, in the home, you're safe. They're not bugging you. They don't make photos on every corner when you appear.
Depends, it depends.
Okej. Czy mamy jakieś pytania do naszego gościa? Okay, first question.
There were a lot of rumors about leaving the Baywatch. What was the real reason? What was the real reason that you left Baywatch?
I was on Baywatch until I was 6 months pregnant with Brandon in the bathing suit. So I left after that, and then my next son Dylan was on his way, and I started VIP, my own show. But I miss Baywatch. It was the best job in the world.
Next question.
Yes. Hi. Did you have any funny situations with meeting your fans? Funny situation?
Yes, a lot. But some. I had a fan move into my house once that I didn't know about. They were there for a little while. Found her in my guest room. She was deported. Terrible.
Do we
Always
have
mostly pleasant experience.
and you're here in Warsaw. It's your third day, is it correct? You arrived Friday, Saturday. Did you see anything except our Comic Con?
Well, I was in Warsaw about 15 or maybe even 20 years ago. It was a lot different.
Yeah, it's changed.
It's a lot different. I know there's a lot more buildings, there's a lot more going on. It seems very, bustling and full of life and people. When I was here before, it was much quieter.
But did you have any time to visit anything else? Yes, by total
No,
days?
and I got to leave right from this interview to the airport.
Ooh, that's tough. Do you have anything else?
So, are you planning to do new TV shows in the future?
Do you,
Well, I've done a couple short films. I'm just starting to get my feet wet again as an actress because I want to take it very seriously and do something really dramatic and fun and challenging next if I do that. So Werner Herzog is writing a script for me. Quentin Tarantino is a big fan of mine and wants to do something together. And so I have two amazing directors who are thinking about something for me. So I'll just let them think, and when they figure it out, they can let me know, and I'll do it.
that's nice to hear that Quentin Tarantino has something for you. That's a
I
pleasure.
was supposed to do Grindhouse, but I said I couldn't. I said I have two young children. I can't be slaughtered viciously in a movie. And he goes, well, you'll be the only one in the movie that doesn't die. I said, I can't. I'll think of something later when they get bigger.
Cool.
Hi, how do you like the movie Baywatch and with Zac Efron and every other cast that were in the movie?
I prefer the TV show. I don't like it when they kind of make movies out of TV shows. I'm not a big fan of that, but it was a great compliment. And I mean, Zac Efron and Dwayne are so amazing. But it was really difficult to look at Dwayne as Mitch. It was funny. It was like a spoof of a spoof. So it was very surreal, and I was happy to be a part of it. But I haven't seen the full film yet. I want to watch it when I go home for Christmas on the plane.
So I will tell you that David Hasselhoff is there, and he's playing also Mitch. There are two Mitches in one scene.
And I'm Miss Parker.
Yeah,
so
I
two
know.
Parkers.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your favorite film?
I like French cinema. I like all the Godard films. I like Fellini films. You know, my kids always make fun of me that I like all the old movies, romantic films. Typical me.
Is there anything recently that you saw and you liked?
No,
Ooh.
not really. But I don't watch a lot of films that are out now.
Okay. We don't have any more questions? You sure? Over there?
Hello, Pamela. I would like to
Hello.
know how did you get the part in Baywatch? So,
How did I
what
get
was
the part?
the beginning of your story?
Well, I've never been on an audition, ever. But when I did Playboy, this TV show called Baywatch, who kept on trying to have me come in and audition. And it was in Marina del Rey, and I had no idea where that was. I just got to California. And so I didn't go. And so I was famous before I walked through the door of never showing up. So as soon as I walked through the door with my boyfriend, who was actually David Charvet at the time, they gave us both the part because they knew if they didn't give me the part, they probably wouldn't see me again. I don't know. It was really lucky.
And I want to ask you also about your favorite memory with Hugh Hefner that passed recently. Do you have such a memory that you can share with?
Well, Hefner is genius. You know, he's very charismatic. And just meeting him for the first time, I remember very specifically, he just has this charisma. And the Playboy was like my university, I always say. I grew up at the Playboy Mansion, surrounded by artists and philanthropists and art and music and cool, sexy, fun people. And so there'll never be another Playboy or Playboy Mansion, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I can imagine that for every girl, receiving a proposition from Playboy is a big thing. Consider you take it or not, but still, receiving only the invitation is one of the greatest achievements.
Compliment, I guess. I don't know about an achievement. I've done a lot of covers for Playboy, and people always ask me, are you very proud of that? I said, I don't know, it's Playboy covers. But no, people used to, on Thursdays in Los Angeles, girls would line up around the block to get their Polaroid taken to have the possibility of being in the magazine. So a lot of people at that time wanted to do it. And it's still, I think it's very innocent. I think at the end of Hef's life, he tried to kind of keep up with the Joneses and because there was so much access to nudity and things like this on the internet, Playboy wasn't that special. And I think as one of his regrets was that he kind of over-sensationalized, maybe became a bit of a cartoon character near the end.
Yeah, and all the Playboy brand is right now one of the parts of American history. You cannot think about the American history, pop culture, without Playboy in it.
He's a pioneer, for sure.
Do we have any? Yes?
Hi. I wanted to ask you, are you involved maybe in some kind of humanitarian or environmental projects, or you cooperate with some foundations, associations, and so on?
Associations?
Right now?
Am I?
In general.
I have my own foundation, Pamela Anderson Foundation, where I support, PETA, Last Chance for Animals, Sea Shepherd. I'm the chair, the international chair of the Conservation Society for Sea Shepherd. I'm on the board of directors of PETA. I'm on the Russian Council of IFAW. So I'm very active. It's probably 99% of my life is activism. Not my activism, but I really love to apply what I learned to my life and then try and make a difference. Yes, last night, I watched documentaries a lot, and I even inspired, as of last night, to get involved with children in America that are starving. There's a huge population of children in America that are starving and live in poverty, which people don't really think of in America as having that issue. So I've already set some things in motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have one gentleman over here.
W 2013 roku spotkałem Dawida Hasselhoffa na Gambal 3000 Kraków. Jedyną po prostu zawsze marzeniem miałem, by mieć wszystkich autografy, którzy grali w tym serialu i zdjęcie z tak ładną, przystojną panią, Pamelą Anderson. Przyjechałem tutaj, bo chociaż po prostu są zasady po prostu autografów i zdjęć, wolałbym zdjęcie takie jak kolega, jak byłaś w Polsce, tego roku jeszcze, w innym miejscu. Chciałem zdjęcie swoim aparatem.
Nie ma takiej możliwości.
Wiem, ale po prostu może pan przetłumaczyć.
Mogę, ale od razu mówię, że to się nie wydarzy. In 2013, he met David Hasselhoff in Krakow on Gambal 3000, and his greatest he made a photo with him, and his greatest pleasure would be to have a photo with you with his photo camera
Of course,
as well.
sure. Right?
You're sure?
Yes. Here, now. Why not?
Okay. Damn. I will have some troubles after that. Thank you for that. Do we have...
Hello, Pamela.
If you say the same thing that this guy, I will not translate it. Come on.
Czy będzie to pan tłumaczył, to co zapytam?
Jeśli to będzie prośba o...
Nie, tylko pytanie.
No to możesz po angielsku, spokojnie, po prostu chcę zablokować.
W trakcie kręcenia scen do filmu, do filmu...
Którego?
Takie chwilowe zaćmienie. Watch. Zdarzają się sceny, które po prostu nie wychodzą, jest wesoło, które sceny takie się zapamiętuje do końca życia. Czy pani Pamela mogłaby powiedzieć o takiej scenie, która po prostu nie wyszła, wszyscy się śmieją do dzisiaj, tylko i wyłącznie spoglądając na siebie. Dziękuję.
Do you have any scene from Baywatch as a blooper that it wasn't going as planned and everybody was laughing and it wasn't
Well,
in
so
the
many
final
times.
cut?
I think, you know,
Can you choose one?
the camera crew always loved when we had to jump in the water at 4 in the morning, and they would be in their huge parkas behind the camera, and I'd be on the top of the lifeguard tower with my can, knowing that I only had one chance to get into the water, get wet, you know, or have to get dry again, in freezing cold water. And they would just laugh, like, giggle behind the camera, saying, "Action!" Funny. That's what I remember. And they're all just huge parkas. I mean, people don't realize California, it's really, the ocean is very, very cold. And at 4 in the morning, it's the best light, 5 in the morning, sunrise. I was lucky to have the good light, but I froze a lot. Never complained though, I liked it.
Okay. Coś jeszcze po polsku? Okay, so it's everything. Oh, mamy jeszcze tutaj. The last question.
We all know that you're pretty close with Hugh Hefner. I'd like to know what are your best memories with Hugh Hefner?
Hefs? So many. I mean, I was at the mansion a lot. But probably some of the funniest memories are when my kids were there. We used to go every Easter. Every Easter, all the playmates bring their children, you know, and they all start looking for eggs, and then eventually so they start looking for bunnies. But some of the fun memories were in the grotto. I remember getting my car, and my kids were in the grotto with Marston and Cooper, which are Hef's sons, and then running to the car saying, "Mom, do you know what Hef does for a living?" I said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know, what?" And he said, "He takes pictures of naked girls." I was like, "Oh my God, let's get out of here." But it was funny. And just my kids slowly kind of dawning on them what the Playboy Mansion was fun to watch.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Proszę Państwa, Pamela Anderson.